Welcome back to the XandO Sports Show. I'm your host, Ricky G. Stanley. Took a week off, got a vacation in, went to the good old city of Orlando, Florida. They did not owe me anything. Had a good time. It was about 83 degrees when I went out to SeaWorld. Got a chance to check out Epcot. Got a lot of food tasting in. But while I was away, it was plenty of people sending me stuff like, hey, what you think about this? What you think about that? So I got this close to making a video for you guys. But I was like, if I make a video, it won't be a vacation. So I was like, I'll just wait. So got an action-packed stuff. We're going to get right into it. Like I said, when I was away, a lot of things happened. A few viewers reached out to me about the Olympics and a few other things. And it was pretty interesting. I tell you what. So let's get started with the Olympics team. Team USA basketball. USA won the gold. They did it. Thank goodness. They did. Thank goodness. Not because I was rooting for them, though. Thank goodness because of the fact that it would have been embarrassing for them to lose to anybody. Yeah, the most talented team on paper and on the planet, according to what we have been looking at. So, technically, gold is the standard. Anything less than that is kind of a disappointment. Most people are like, well, you've been unrealistic, Rick. Who cares? It's sports. Like, if you said that you're the best players on the planet, then you should not lose. And the fact that they got, those couple tune-up games, thank goodness, because if they would have lost to France or anybody else and came in at least bronze, it would have been an embarrassment to the legacy of those dream teams. Speaking of dream teams, we're going to speak about that a little bit later as well. But before we get started, breaking news. Luka Doncic is signing a $207 million extension. Show me the money. That is, and the weird part is they said he's averaging $41.4 million per year. The thing is, though, he's going to be the 9th highest paid player. I think I played the wrong sport. But but back to Team USA. He said it made a good storyline for Kevin Durant. To me, I felt like they should have won, but it was a good storyline for Kevin Durant. They had to face adversity, and they had to come back and bond as a team. That's baloney. Like I said, it was good for the headlines that they beat the teams that they played against together, and those guys that they played against or played on a regular basis. Like they played with this country all the time. They had chemistry. So it was good they did beat those teams because technically those teams had the advantage because they played together a lot. So, however, Draymond Green hit the nail on the coffin. He stated, and I quote, "This time was way much harder." I believe him because those Olympic teams, when I honestly compare Olympic teams, I don't compare the teams of USA versus France. I don't compare USA versus Australia. I compare USA versus USA. The team they put out this year, is it one of the best teams ever? That's how I compare them. Who cares if they beat Australia? Because the thing is, I feel like they should win gold anyway. But that's just me being biased because I feel like they are the best players on the planet. But they did get whooped a couple times. So when I compare best team versus best team, and I want you guys to put this in the likes and the comments as well, how do you feel about era versus era? So when I compare the best teams at the top, I have the Dream Team number 1, and I have the 2008 USA team. That's when the first year I think Kobe played. They, outside of the Dream Team, they dominated everybody. The only game that I really came across that was close was like Russia, and that was like in the preliminary rounds. So I feel like between the Dream Team, the 2018, those are the two best teams. All those other teams, they did win gold. They did. But like I said, I compare era against era. I know the rules are slightly different, but then European basketball, you don't get those ticky-tack fouls, so it's good on good. So I still have the Dream Team in 2008 USA team ahead of this one. No offense to the 2012 team. They were nothing to sneeze at because with that team, you had an addition of James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Russell Westbrook on the 2012 team. And I want to say they all came off the bench because I want to say Kobe, LeBron, D Wade, I think Bosh was on that team. So all of them were pretty much running the 1 through 5. So it's a good team. But like I said, Kevin Durant, it was a good storyline. It was cute, but I wasn't impressed. I mean, I feel like you guys should have won anyway. So moving on to other sports inside of the Olympics. So another popular sport outside of men's and women's basketball is track. A track star this week was Allison Felix. At 35 years old, she won a bronze medal and a gold medal. Why is that important? Because now she is the most decorated track star in USA history. She has the most medals. She passed Carl Lewis. Now Carl Lewis had 10. Now she has 11. That is a good way to walk off into the sunset. Allison, like I said, she's been great for a long time. And I said in the USA standings, I think she's going to go down as one of the best to do it. I won't say that she's the best athlete, but I feel like on paper and her standings and what she's done over longevity, she's going to be in that conversation. But I feel like some others may come behind her, may surpass her, but they got a long way to go. So Allison Felix, shout out to you. Give you your roses while you're still here. Good job. You've represented us very well. But as for, I wrote this yesterday. So as for yesterday, we had 36 medals and we were in second place. That we were only 2 behind China and 1 ahead of Japan. But somebody I want to give a shout out to, I never watched this sport, but the girl is 6 foot, 190, 180, and she moves like a locomotive in water. Her name is Ashley Johnson. She plays water polo. So how I explain water polo is probably not going to be how you explain it. It looks like soccer in water to me because she's a goalie, a long wingspan. The girl is athletic. She played well. They actually won a gold medal in water polo. So shout out to the USA water polo team. So with her winning that got us a little closer to China. I have not checked the medal count today because I feel like it's kind of useless with all these other sports because you got taekwondo, you got weightlifting and all this stuff. So I'll probably check it Wednesday when I try to drop my second video. So, Team USA doing well. But speaking of other sports around the world and talking about money, let's talk about these contracts. Yeah, these contracts, this basketball money's getting out of hand. And, there's a couple football contracts out there too, but let's start off with, let's say Wardell Stephen Curry. Let's put his whole identity out there. Wardell Stephen Curry. He just signed a 4-year, $215 million deal. This is his second $200 million deal with the Golden State Warriors. Show me the money. Because right now he's looking at $53 million a year to dribble a basketball. He's one of the best to ever do it. I feel like that in my personal opinion, he's one of the best shooters ever. Does he deserve the money? Absolutely. Because to me, he took a pay cut when he first started becoming who he was. So he signed an extension instead of a new contract. So when he did that, Klay Thompson and Draymond Green both got paid. I think Klay Thompson got right about $100 million. Draymond Green got like $85 million. This was before the big TV deal. And he was the first one to sign a $200 million deal once the TV money got out. So the fact that he won 2 MVPs, and I want to say he had at least 1 championship then. So that's when he got the first $200 million deal. I feel like he is still the backbone of that team. He's still been putting up good numbers. If he stays healthy, he's going to be great again this year. So shout out to him. $200 million richer over the next 4 years. That's actually pretty good. $53 million. And then you pretty much play basketball from October to June. If you make the playoffs, whew. So, like I said, next on the list is Kevin Durant. He signed a 4-year, $198 million deal. The fact that he got paid that first deal with the Nets was BS because he didn't even play the first year and a half. But not count that man money. But he's going to be making around $49 million this year. I'm sorry, 49.5. I don't want to shave that 500,000 off. So there are some other contracts out there. People were signing extensions. The guy from the Knicks, I feel like he signed a $160 million deal. I feel like he is worth it. He has improved every single year, and he started out at the Lakers. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on his name, but everybody knows who I'm talking about. So one contract that did bother me, well, I didn't say it bothered me, but the fact that they did it too early. But when I broke down and looked at the paper, I'm looking like, maybe they didn't. Maybe I was wrong. So I'm going to get your opinion on this as well. So, Josh Allen has signed a big deal with the Bills. Lord have mercy. I mean, they went balls deep with this contract. I'm like, I know y'all was in a 17-year drought with the playoffs. I know y'all ain't had nobody since Jim Kelly like that. But Josh Allen only played 3 seasons. 3. And I'm just looking like $258 million? Woo, for 6 years? I don't care if it's over 6 years. That's a lot of money. And I don't feel like he's really proven anything yet. But let's look at him on paper. So, $150 million guaranteed. Hey, no matter if he throws another football or not, they got to give him that $150 million. Shout out for you for even getting it accomplished, because you can get nothing out of the NFL about 5-6 years ago. So looking at the numbers, in 3 seasons, he's thrown for 9,707 yards, 67 touchdowns, and 31 interceptions. It's actually not bad. He's almost thrown 10,000 yards in his first 3 seasons. That's a lot of football thrown. So. Not bad. He threw 4,544 yards last year, 37 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. Only thing crazy about that is that 37 touchdowns was 5th in the league. That's a whole lot of touchdowns. If he's 5th, then he's through 37. That's 3 from 40 for the people that are pretty good at math. So, it's actually pretty good. It's nothing crazy, but this is what gets me. This is the part I was like, okay, well, let's look at his record as a starter. Let's break it down. He's 28-15 as a starter. That's not bad either. He's well over 500. So in 3 seasons, he's 28-15. He's went to the playoffs once, and he's gotten better twice. First year, rookie year, I think he threw 10 touchdowns, 12 picks just going off the dome. It's not a good rookie year, but it's not terrible because, Peyton threw more interceptions his rookie year than touchdowns. I ain't comparing to Peyton, but I'm just, off the dome. And he played well last year, got his guys to the playoffs. They haven't been to the playoffs in a long time. So 37 touchdowns, 28-15. Once again, not bad. When I was reading the story, I'm looking like, I was ready to rip him apart. I'm looking like, this dude, he can't throw the ball here. He can't do that. He can throw it down the field, but I was like, pause. Why should I rip him apart? First of all, they already paid him the money. But I'm glad he signed that contract. You know why? Tell you why. I'm glad he signed it because now it's going to put the pressure on the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson has been to the playoffs almost. Yeah, every year he's played. He's gotten better every year. Last year, statistically, he didn't play as well, statistically wise. He still got his team to the playoffs, and he still won a playoff game. So it's not like he played terrible, but to the standard that he set for the MVP, that was a drop-off year. You raised the bar too high for yourself that year. So, hey, but I think he'll get back there. But if Lamar Jackson has outplayed him statistically and has a better winning percentage, the Baltimore Ravens are going to have to bring at least $260 million to the table. I'm just saying, hey, if they pick up his 5th-year option, and they have to sign him for $260 million, they better be ready because there's no reason if Josh Allen is getting that type of money, Lamar Jackson should not take a penny less. So as for Lamar Jackson, win your division again, throw like crazy, show them you can throw the football, win another MVP because it's out there, you can do it, and let the chips fall where they may. Because I feel like you guys are good enough to make the playoffs again. So that would be the 4th year in a row that you made the playoffs. They have no choice but to pay you. If not, sucks for them because I feel like he's gonna make it. So moving on to basketball. I'm sorry, no, moving on to baseball. So we got baseball, and guess who's back at the AL East? My Phillies. My Phillies have been going on a terror spree. I've been talking smack, but I've not faltered or wavered. I feel like we were gonna come back. We are back. We are back at the number one slot in our division. So I'm gonna read off some of the statistics for you. So my Phillies are back at the top. We are, as of yesterday, we were 58-33. The Brewers are 66-44. San Francisco Giants are 69-41. Tampa Bay Rays are 66-44. White Sox 65-46. And last but not least, 65-44. I'm sorry, that's the White Sox. So they're the leaders of the divisions, but time can change. But if you look at the MLB, most people start cranking it up right around that playoff time. But, as for time, we will see, because who knows if my Phillies can make the playoffs and stop this drought. But over time, we will see. But as for time, this is mine. I'm your host, Ricky G. Stanley, and I am out of here.